Hello everyone and welcome to episode 53 of the Scavenger run. And this episode is going to be significantly different. You may have noticed there was not an episode last week, and that's because I wanted to do something a bit different. Problem we've been having, or biggest problem I should say, we've been having with the Scavenger run, is I've just been trying to get to level 50, and we're having to repeat a lot of stuff. There's not many quests I can actually do, and a couple of the ones I'd have any interest in doing are much better to do once hitting level 50, not beforehand. It really was a case of just having to grind XP for a while, and that's what we were doing most episodes. I was trying to get some equipment here and there, but with the random factor of 76, with the whole it being an online game and everything being down to RNG, it wasn't like we could go to a specific place and get specific stuff that would be handy straight away. We were a bit tied in. So there wasn't an episode last week as I was working out what to do to kind of finish off the series for the time being. And I kind of worked out what I do for the next bit, which is the 30 minutes a day solution. Over the course of 6 days, I played for half an hour each and every day, so 3 hours in total. And from those 3 hours, you'll actually be seeing highlights as the footage. This is me just talking whilst staring at File Explorer, because that's the exciting life of a YouTuber. But yeah, I played for 3 hours essentially over the course of a week, and in that time I went from high level 47 to low level 50. We've hit level 50 now. It was actually quite an entertaining little part. There were times as well where it would have been great if there was some live action commentary. Sadly there's not. But hitting level 50 was great. I hit it by completing a daily which I just happened to kind of walk into, and then as I was just looking over a nice pond, I get attacked by a whole horde of Mirelurks right off camera. It's a lovely clip. I quite enjoyed that. But yeah, we hit level 50, which was my goal. And I also found that doing 30 minutes a day was quite easy with the Scavenger run. Because normally if I'm recording a live action Let's Play, it's an hour recording. It tends to be an hour recording, then it cuts down to about half an hour-ish. So basically half of the episode always gets left on the editing floor. Sometimes it goes as low as like 20, 15 minutes, so there's sometimes a lot of stuff that gets cut out of the episodes. But in this case, it was 3 hours worth of recording to get to a point where I was kind of happy to move on to the next episode, which would have been a few episodes. So it wasn't miles away. But I will say as well, when I was just playing, not off camera, but without the live action recording and all of that, I was able to do stuff a lot faster, and I wasn't worried about, oh, hey, I need to have this entertaining thread of commentary, and oh, we need to mention this, that, and whatever, and I need to explain some of what I'm doing as I'm going along so that everyone's clued in, and occasionally I'll show the level up screen just to give people an opportunity to pause it on that and just see where I'm at, and etc, etc. There's more that goes into recording a Let's Play, if you want to do it well, than just playing the game, obviously. And hopefully that's why so many of you have stuck around with the series for some time. There's literally hundreds of you willing to watch and listen. And I bet if I was just playing purely casually, you wouldn't have made it past about episode 2. Because that'd just be me, complete silence, just shoot an enemy and go, haha, that was fun. Ah! Which is of course how I sound when I'm not recording. But yeah, I did the 3 hours of just casual gameplay, mostly just doing events and a few dailies that just kind of happened to stroll into my path. There was a lot of killing. I also picked up some good equipment as I was wandering around. Of note was a black powder rifle, which I actually went up to, I can't remember the location, but it's one of the places just off the side of the Toxic Valley, one of the Felipe Battlefield Cemetery, I believe, is where I got a bunch of ammo for the black powder rifle, because I picked up a level 45 black powder rifle. It's a very powerful weapon, even without any legendary effects, so I've been sticking with that in my loadout, and whenever I come up against something nice and big, try and get into sneak mode, shoot it, deals just a ton of damage. It's like my highest single shot damage weapon, I believe, or second highest actually, but the highest one is going to be a bit of a surprise for probably the final episode. But yeah, so I got that as a nice bit, and day 6, I'd actually hit level 50 at the very end of day 5, but day 6 of recording was me doing lots of inventory management, because I had way too much stuff to deal with, And I also managed to set on my power armor. You'll notice in the clip I should show that I've got some T60 armor, which I had to go to Clarksburg to pick up a power armor frame because I needed a spare one. So I got that, so I've got some T60 armor. I am missing the helmet, so I do actually have a Raider power armor helmet, which I added on afterwards. So I've got a full suit of power armor with mostly level 50, I think, T60, but also one like level 15 or level 25 Raider piece for the helmet. So my helmet is absolute garbage, but the power armor will hopefully last one nuke zone. That's what I need it to last for, that's all. And maybe at some point afterwards I'll find myself a suitable helmet, but for the time being it's gonna have to last temporarily. But yeah, those are all of the fundamentals. I'm trying to work out what else of real importance I should say. I've been redoing my arsenal a bit, but most of it's the same. There are a few things I was hanging on to now that I'm level 50, like I've got a fancy sniper rifle, or marksman's hardened one, which will be great, but a lot of gear has been dropped. The armour has been changing, but not too significantly. I have got a couple of legendary pieces now that I'm wearing, but they're ones I picked up many episodes ago during actual recordings, and I've now just kind of stuck on, and none of them are that amazing. My armour is still a weak point for me, but considering I've been playing Fallout 76 for I think over 900 hours just in total now, and I've picked up like maybe 10 good bits of armour in all of those hours of playing, like good high-level 3-star legendary armour pieces, armour is not somewhere I tend to get too lucky. Like, I got a long way to go before I get good armour on my main character, or the perfect armour on my main character, let alone on the Scavenger. So yeah, Scavenger's still struggling, but she's at a point now where I feel like we'll be able to take on the next step of the journey alright, and the next step, I have a specific quest I need to get done. Then after that, I think it's just launching a nuke, so we've probably only got a few episodes left, like 2 or 3 episodes. Then we'll be done with the main Scavenger run. We'll probably have a break for about a month, and after that month is done, Wastelander should show up. So, a few more episodes, probably late February, early March will be the final episode of the Scavenger run, then there'll be a bit of a break, bit of a breather, and then we just get all the fun of seeing what Wastelanders is like. Because as you may have suspected, I'm planning on bringing back Melee Mike, my Melee Madness character, for Wastelanders, and I'll be bringing back the Scavenger run as well. I plan on having one of them go Raiders, one of them go Settlers. You know what, I'll tell you right now, I'm planning on having the Scavenger run go Raiders, and Melee Mike go Settlers. And that's because I figure the Settlers probably have more building-related activities, which Melee Mike can actually do within his challenge parameters, whereas the Raiders hopefully have more just killing and destroying, which is something the Scavenger can get on with. Hopefully they don't have too much crafting, because that'll be a bit of a kick in the teeth for the Scavenger run. Where, so far, I've done no crafting. I have not used a single crafting bench, still not built a camp, not bartered with anyone or anything. The rules have been enforced. And it turns out that just using random stuff you pick up off the ground and not using any of the crafting systems and not buying things and all of that doesn't work that well in 76. Like, if you want to do well, the Scavenger run is not the way to go. The Scavenger run is if you really do want things to be challenging and to constantly be fighting against their game at just about every opportunity. This has been a frustrating challenge run to get on with, to be honest. It has been tricky at times, but hopefully that adds to some of the enjoyment. I know I get the odd comment which is like, yeah, we do quite enjoy watching you kind of suffer in game a bit, which is good, because if I'm suffering in game and no one's enjoying it, that's a double bad thing. If I'm suffering in game and someone's enjoying it, that's all fine. Now, I'm just working out if there's anything else I need to say. One, not Scavenger run specific, you'll also notice I am just letting the time run on this, because I figure this is one of the longer form bits of content, and you guys should have longer form from time to time. But yes, one thing I want to say is my videos now should be like higher resolution. I'm trying to upload everything in 4K. Do let me know if you've noticed any changes, good or bad. Apologies for that worrying sounding voice there. The screens just went out and we had a power cut earlier which ruined an entire recording before, so I panicked for a second and thought it happened again. But no, we're all good. We're all good, and I will just wrap things up because I am rambling. Next week, Scavenger Run will return back to standard live action commentary. Will just be a few more episodes, so we're winding down to the final part. I just need to gear up, launch a nuke, kill the Queen. That's all we need to do, and then the Scavenger Run can be put away for a while before Wastelanders comes out, and I'm just working non-stop on content for all of you. So, do let me know your thoughts in the comments. Was this a better alternative, or would you have preferred just 3 or 4 or 5 episodes of me just doing events and chatting with you casually as I do it? I would genuinely be interested to hear people's opinions on that, because it's good to know what your audience enjoys. Although I'm guessing if you couldn't stand this, you wouldn't have made it to the end. So thank you for making it to the end. As always, on videos, if you enjoy them, I appreciate that. I genuinely do. You can hit the like button. It's nice to see. It gives me some sort of a gauge for how well things are received. But more than anything, as long as you're watching the videos, and especially watching them through to the end, it helps out no end with the channel and with keeping me doing this full time. So, I just want to thank you all very much for watching. Sarge out.